114-106, the Sacramento Kings win Game 2 of this insane, chaotic, barn burner of a series here at Golden One Center. How's everybody doing? I'm Leo Bias, your host of the CK post-game show, live directly from the Golden One Center. It's presented by Medici Sacramento across the Golden One Center as well. Best pizza in Sacramento. Great spot to go before, during, and after games. Love those guys, and we appreciate all their support. Holy cow, y'all. I really had to gather my thoughts. I didn't even go inside the press conference, listen to De'Aaron. We'll listen to all those interviews in a little bit. But I needed to gather my thoughts because so much happened tonight, from a Warrior fan getting kicked out and me kind of getting involved to the point to where I had to let security know, like, hey, like, I got to kick this dude out because he's causing trouble in a sea of purple. That's a story in itself. I'll talk about that later on. We're going to have Mark Haynes on the show as well. I'm expecting a lot of you guys to call in and just chat. And if you were at the game, to talk about your experience. And if you weren't at the game, talk about what you saw on TV, what the TNT guys are saying. Obviously, I'll watch it later today or maybe even tomorrow. But just so much information to talk about. Obviously, we won't be able to get to everything because there's just so much to happen today. And I have to be honest, like, there were parts where you just missed. Being here live, feeling the energy in the building, talking to fans, interacting with them throughout a game, and just watching all of this transpire in front of you. Draymond Green going crazy with the fans, like, that was crazy in itself, man. That was crazy in itself. I mean, real quick, man, I got to get my guy on, bro. My guy, Browning Betts, the best handicapper in the world, is calling in. Let me get this man on the line real quick. I know he was at the game. We're going to put the light to beam screen on for him because he literally lit the beam today. Browning Betts, man. What's up, brother? How you doing, my man?
Doing well. On my way home. Great game.
Holy cow. We all know you're the best in the world, man. Today you hit some amazing picks, all MLB, because I know you want to enjoy this game. Talk about this game. What was your biggest takeaway?
Kevin Huerter showed up finally.
Yeah.
Bonus stepped up a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
We still got to make our damn free throws.
Oh my God.
Those are going to be the death of me.
It is going to be the death of you, man. I know how much that matters to you and to all of us, bro. But just talk about the experience today and how, from your perspective, have you ever been to an event like this? I mean, from what you remember, obviously the old days at Arco were amazing, but how does this compare to that?
No, I was talking about earlier. I went to the 49ers NFC Championship game, and I thought that was amazing, but they had nothing on this.
Wow.
This is something we've been waiting for a long time.
That's saying something. That is saying something, bro. Holy
And
cow.
I kept waiting for something to go wrong, and it just didn't.
Hey, that's just us being Kings fans and just expecting the worst.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, we're just conditioned to assume the worst, right? And if good things happen, then we'll take it. And tonight, a lot of things happened, man. Where can people find your picks? Let us know, man, because obviously you've been making a lot of people a lot of money as of late.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just on Instagram at Browning Betts. That's it. Simple.
Simple as that, man. Browning Betts, Chris.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much for calling in, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you. Have a good night, man.
All right, big dog. Great stuff there from Browning Betts himself. He got me some winners today, man. He got the Astros, who destroyed the other team. I forgot who they played, and he got me the Rangers, man. Parlayed that, made a quick almost $200, man. I appreciate my guy Chris, as always. I'm not sure what the third bet was. I honestly forget, but hey, I'm gonna take 2 out of the wells. I didn't even see the free pick today, but definitely check out his website, man. Great stuff there. Always supporting my guy. But what a night, y'all. What a night. Mark Haynes should come on a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see what his perspective is as well. And the link right here is in the description. It is also in the comments. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts. My guy Clint, you got to call it, brother. Light the MF motherfucking. Yes, sir, but you got to light that. He said nobody was talking about the Warriors before the series started. 100% right, bro. I got to be honest. Like, that matters. And they've been sloppy with the ball. But you got to give the Kings credit, because if you really break down the game, and I want to do this possibly tomorrow, when you slow it all down, and maybe we'll get a chance tonight, but the amount of times that the Kings would actually lock in to the second and third actions of the Warriors, it was crazy to see how much consistency we saw tonight on that end of the floor. I'm talking about through 82 games, we didn't really see a lot of this, right? Them locking in, and those were the keys to this entire series. I said De'Aaron Fox got to go off, which he did in the first game, and the Kings got to lock in 3 out of 4 quarters. I feel like they did that today, and that's how they went up 2-0. Draymond Green getting ejected. Obviously, I thought that would have an impact on the Warriors in a good way, because he wasn't having the best of games in my opinion, and sometimes that can really inspire a team, right? And the Kings kept hitting shots. They gave the ball to De'Aaron Fox, and that guy is just clutch, man. We can make, I mean, this season for sure, the best closer in basketball, but he just has that Mamba mentality that we really haven't seen in a long time. And it's crazy because he's done it all year long. It's like you just give him the ball and you just get the hell out of the way. Like, that dude wants it. That guy has it in his bloodstream. Some guys have it and most guys don't. This kid he's a grown-ass man, right? His baby was here courtside. It was amazing to see that with his wife. Like, this guy just has it in him. He just has that gene, that clutch gene that not too many people have, man. And you got to give him the props, because that dude worked on his game. He was already so damn good, and now he's just putting everything together. The stability, accountability, it's all there for him. The team, the camaraderie, the running mate in Sabonis, it's all there. Sabonis had a good game, man. What a bounce back game. What a bounce back game. Kudos to Sabonis, man. Kudos to Sabonis, my guy, Clint. What's up, Bass? What's up, yo? Josh, let's go. Waiting my entire life, this may have been worth it. 17 years, 16 seasons. Oh man, what a time to be alive. What up, brother? You're so lucky to be there. It's awesome, man. I'm truly blessed to be here and just to experience the passion from the fans. It has been amazing. I just feel like the TV doesn't do us justice, because when you're in here, your damn ears are ringing. I mean, I had a migraine after game 1. I could not stand. I had to take a Tylenol, and bro, it was well worth it, because the Kings won, and tonight it's gonna be well worth it again. I just feel like I'm dehydrated, but there's literally no time to drink water in between, because these two teams are going at it. It's a track meet out there. It's fun as hell to watch. They're playing the right way. The movement is A1. That's how you play basketball. This is gonna end up being a historic first round matchup. Both teams is just so good offensively, and it's a lovely thing to watch on the day-to-day, man. Christine is calling in. Let's get her on. Christine, let me put you on the light the beam screen. Okay, here we go. Let's get on Christine. How are you doing? Uh-oh, she got the Sacramento jersey on, the classic. How you doing, Christine?
No, I got the Weber jersey on.
I know, the classic. That's what I'm saying. That's awesome. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Oh my goodness. What was your biggest takeaway tonight?
My biggest takeaway was I heard a lot of shit talking about Malik Monk being a role player, and he is not a role player on this team.
Okay. Tell me why.
I think role players come in and they really just, they they have certain positions and
Mm-hmm.
they put up a certain number of points, and I really think Malik Monk is a game changer. So I don't think he's a role player, and I heard that a lot over the last couple of
Okay.
days. So
Well, he was my X factor going into the series,
that's
and
right.
he has literally stepped up big time. I mean, this dude is a gamer. He really has been the game
That's
changer,
right.
as you say. So, kudos to him, man. Because if he's on, the Sacramento Kings are incredibly dangerous and can beat anybody, and I mean anybody.
That's right.
So, I appreciate you calling in, Christine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great stuff there by Christine. To be fair, and you know I always keep it a buck. He's a role player in the sense, obviously Sixth Man of the Year candidate, but he's a role player in the sense that he's not, you know, a third star, quote unquote. He's not one of the two best players on his team. It doesn't mean like role players shouldn't be defined as a subpar player or there shouldn't be a perceived notion of, oh, he's okay. I mean, obviously we understand that he's incredibly talented, and when he's on, he's incredibly special. I think there's a little bit of confusion of what role player, maybe, you know, role player is like bottom of the barrier to some people, but if you're an MVP role player, that's okay. Like, that's okay to me. And right now, he's playing like a damn star in the playoffs, without question. But we got to judge people on what they do throughout a season. And he had a lot of stretches to where he wasn't very good. Let's be honest. He was incredibly inconsistent. But his game was built for the playoffs. And I've said that, I've tweeted that out. So in your defense, Christine, right now he's playing like a star, and I love that, and that's great for the Sacramento Kings. But on this show, you know we keep it a buck all the single time, man. Raider Alex, man, my guy, Raider Alex, brother, how are you doing? How are you doing?
How's this gonna work here? Can you hear me, my boy?
I can hear you, bro. You're on, brother. You're on, man.
I
Wife
can't
is saying
hear
who you
you, my
talking
boy.
to.
Let's see. Let me see if I can fix
Okay.
this.
Change the settings. Okay. Call back in. You love the passion, man. Presented by Medici Sacramento across the Golden One Center. Shout out to them, man. Great people. Best pizza in Sacramento without question. You guys gotta love that, man. You guys gotta love it. Zach Smith, what's up, bro? Vegas, Ron Draymond. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can
There
you
we
hear
go.
me now?
Yes, sir.
Oh my god, my guy Raider Alex is in the building. What's up, bro?
Just got home, man. Just got home. That game was intense.
Talk about the experience, because you went to game one, you went to game two, and I know you've been to games in the past at the old Arco. How does that
Yes.
compare to games in the past to the last two games, in your opinion?
Look, man, the way I look at it is this. Arco was really special.
Right.
There's always something very unique with the fans. But this new generation brings a whole new energy, and there's a mix between the old and the new. And I think there's years of just frustration and built in a lot of people that when you're there, you honestly can't hear the person next to you. You're standing up, you're screaming nonstop. Game one, I got to take my wife. That was an experience. And today, I had my dad with me, who 28 years ago took me to my first ever Kings game,
Oh my
man. And
God, that is amazing. What a
we
story.
we choked up together, man. We celebrated together. It was an experience, man, for sure.
That's gonna make me tear up, bro. What a story. Holy cow. What how many people can say that? That you had the privilege and the honor to take your father who took you as a kid, like that's a dream come
Sure.
true. Full cycle, bro.
It,
Full
it
circle.
was, man. It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
And to see him experience it, But for me, he watched the whole. He's been watching the whole season. He really enjoys basketball. Not much of that happens in Mexico, But we talked about it, and the biggest thing that we thought going in, we thought Monk would be a big difference, but we see now what Coach did towards the stretch of the season and playing Alex Lynn. the confidence that gave him, you see it here the last 2 games. And I think he's been an underappreciated player during the last 2 games, to be honest with you.
Alex Len, 8 minutes tonight, 2 of 2, brought the thunderous dunks, brought the defense. As you said, bro, in those 8 minutes, he was a +7 for the game. That guy brought the energy, and he made a very positive impact. And we always talked about this throughout the season, like whoever that backup center is, he's gonna play 6 to 11 minutes. And in those 8 minutes, you felt that guy. Like as soon as as soon as he checked into the game, you felt his presence. And that can't be taken lightly, and we got to highlight those types of things. And as you said, man, that guy was huge for the Kings tonight.
Absolutely, man. So I had to chime in, man. Come say hello to my boy. You're always up there with a big old smile. You're super welcoming, man. I love the vibe. Good luck to you, man, and keep grinding. I told you earlier today, really proud of you, man.
Thank you so much, brother. God bless you, and thank you for everything.
Cheers, brother.
That's my guy, bro. Go Raiders, by the way. Go Raiders, man. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. That is my brother right there, man. Wow. What a great call. Got to take his father today. That is a dream come true for any male to be able to take their father, especially if that father was a great dad, and to take you to games as a kid, to now do it yourself, like, that's big time. So shout out to my boy. Thoughts on Murray's silence so far this series? Crazy how the Kings have gotten 0 production out of him, and we're still getting dubs. Yeah, he's a rookie, man. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say that in 60 minutes he played bad, because he only took 1 shot, right? He hit 2 free throws. When his number was called, he played solid defense. And he found other ways to make an impact in 60 minutes. He had 3 rebounds. He had 1 assist. Again, that 1 steal. He had 1 turnover, but it is what it is. He was a +3 for the game. Like, everyone's not going to go off. It's incredibly unrealistic to think that everybody's going to go off, especially when you have guys like Davion Mitchell, right, in 28 minutes scoring 14 points. Malik Monk scoring 18 points off the bench. Like, somebody's production is going to come down just naturally. It's okay. It's okay. His presence out there still opens up the floor for your 2 cornerstones and De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. The Keegan Murray effect is in full effect, no pun intended. Like, he spaces out the floor even when he's not shooting the Keegan Murray way. Like, that's how valuable he is of a player. And then on the defensive end, he's getting better. Obviously, they're gonna hunt him. They're gonna want to go at him. That's natural, man. If he's the weakest link on the floor, that's okay. He needs to have these reps so that he can put it on film and learn from it. He's getting the experience you want him to get, right? That's okay. It's okay. Like, I'm A-okay with that. He's not being a detriment to the team. He's not a negative out there. Like, he's doing his job. He's being asked he's being asked to play a certain role, and he's playing it. Everybody signed the contract, and we can always go back to that, being selfless and making sacrifices. It's okay. I love Keegan Murray, man. He's been doing a wonderful job. His family here, great family. Again, not the best of games, but not the worst. To his production, like if you compare it to what his numbers are, sure, right? But if you add context to it, then he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's still spreading out the floor for you. He's still cutting. He's still creating lanes for other guys. He's still doing a good job. So shout out to Keegan Murray, man. 60 minutes, 2 points. It's all good. You still got a bunch of dogs. Kevin Huerter, man, 2 of 9 from beyond the arc. He was a +16. He definitely had some good moments defensively as well. 15 points on 14 shots. Didn't shoot the ball great from beyond the arc, but he had a solid game in the mid-range, the little floater, mid-range shot, whatever you want to call that. It's like an in-between, but the guy has the length to do it, to rise over a guy like Steph Curry. Like, if you're going to put Steph Curry over him, it's going to be barbecue chicken all day long. Because all he got to do is just rise up for his jump shot. There's no way in hell Curry's going to block it, even though right in front of me, we saw Steph Curry foul the hell out of him, and they called out a block. So the refs literally had the intention to keep this game close and try and help the Warriors win the game. The Sacramento Kings took matters into their own hands, and they won this game. You best believe that. Like, the Sacramento Kings won this game. Holy cow. And he shout out to Harrison Barnes in 13, it's only 13 points, 13 mega points. 2 amazing dunks where he just yacked it on Klay Thompson. I mean, Klay Thompson was as you know what today. Oh my, and Klay Thompson was talking, and Klay Thompson's nice as hell still. I tell you what, Harrison Barnes dunked on that man and just took his soul out. Harrison Barnes, bro, what a way to get, you see, those 4 points alone just had the building rocking. I mean, it was intense. It just brought a different energy because the guy, and on top of that, he was being passionate, he was yelling. That's not how he plays, but it helped tonight. And you gotta love that. I'm just so proud of that guy. Like, that guy is being asked to do a lot of different things, playing a lot of different roles on this team, and he's playing well. So kudos to him, man. Kudos to him. Let's just keep going down the board, right? So we talked about Keegan, talked about Harrison, talked about Kevin, De'Aaron Fox, and Sabonis. Let's start off with Sabonis. 40 minutes. What a bounce-back game today. 24 points, 9 rebounds. Well, you just hate those because it doesn't count as a double-double, but the reality is he did more than a double-double today. I mean, that dude was so good. That guy woke up from that one game slump and he brought his A game and he gave the Dubs a lot of buckets. That guy was incredibly special today. Oh my goodness. 8 of 12 from the field. He was 8 of 12 from the free throw line. He had 4 assists. That dude, man, Sabonis is as tough as it gets. And he got stepped on. What a dirty play by Draymond Green. We can get into that right now. That was unacceptable. I hope he goes live and he apologizes to this man. Yeah, Sabonis grabbed his ankle, but it should have never given Draymond the justification to step on him like that, right? There's just no way in hell. Like, that's a dirty play, and that's not okay. So, Draymond, I love what he does, right? I hate him as that antagonist, kind of like overzealous, you know, goes overboard, is disrespectful as hell to referees. Like, I hate that part of his game, of his personality, but I love what he does for that team. And I feel like every team needs a Draymond Green, which those players don't really exist. But when he goes above and beyond to play dirty and intentionally do stupid things like that, he's gonna rub me off the wrong way, and I'm gonna call it out. And I feel like he needs to be held accountable by the NBA, and he needs to put out an apology. He needs to text Sabonis and be like, "Hey, bro, I apologize. Like, that wasn't okay. Period. That was a clown move. It was a clown for him to be on the bench yelling at fans, smiling at the camera. Like, yeah, it's fun for like giggles and stuff, but it's just not a good look for the organization that the Warriors are. And to have a guy like that who has helped the Warriors win 4 championships to be acting like that in Game 2 of the playoffs, it's just embarrassing. So, like I said, I think fans put too much stock into how many points he doesn't score, and he does a lot of great things. I don't care what anybody says, he's all-time great defender. But tonight and on other nights, he's been a dirty player, and that's not okay. He needs to be better about that. He needs to be better, period. Klay is straight up blanking at him so far. So Klay finished with 21 points, 5 of 10 from beyond the arc. I mean, Clay is back. Clay is playing well. Clay is playing very well. I like what I'm seeing from Klay Thompson so far. Dubs twisting to stop Damas falling. I mean, yeah. The ball pressure, especially on Curry, was amazing. And we'll get to Davion Mitchell. But first, I want to take a look at what Coach had to say. If he said anything at all. Let me see. He has, actually. Let's take a look at what he had to say. Because he has not spoken yet. So De'Aaron Fox and Davion Mitchell spoke. Let's see what they had to say.
For being able to, the way you guys responded again and again in that game, just how proud are you of your team for being able to withstand all of that, including the wild mess with Sabonis and Draymond?
Oh, extremely. I mean, I think that brought us together. HB brought us. We huddled up and we're like, yo, we have to win this game, especially everybody thought he'd be ejected. So when that happens, you know, usually that team kind of comes together and goes on a run. But we were able to negate that, and I think we finished.
That Fox just said, and I said that earlier, like 10 minutes ago. I really thought that would help the Warriors, and the Kings had an answer for every single thing that they had, which was incredible.
It's a game extremely well in those last few minutes. Season more consistently, but you know, when you have
second straight really good game from Malik, can you just speak to the importance of having secondary playmaking out there and how it makes the game easier for everybody but yourself specifically?
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing that all season. Obviously, we want him to do it throughout the season more consistently, but you know, when you have, you know, some rest in between games, obviously, and also playing the same team twice, and you get to be able to adjust to, you know, coverages that they throw at you. I think he responded extremely well. I mean, him and Davion, obviously last game it was him and Trey. This game it was him and Davion stepped up big time for us.
Facts. Here's Davion.
What is it for you specifically that you enjoy so much about trying to make life hard for others?
Yeah, I think that, I think a lot of people look at basketball as it's kind of all about offense, but it's really not. It's the little things you do defensively, rebounding, little things like that. Offense is definitely a big piece, but in the playoffs, it's going to be tough. It's a lot of physicality. A lot of calls are not being made. I mean, just because it's the playoffs. So I know you got to be locked in defensively, especially at times like this.
You gotta love it. I think this is where Davion's gonna shine the most. Situations like this where the games have slowed down to some degree, right? The Kings are still gonna speed things up. They're still gonna play fast, but tonight they played that grind out type of basketball, brand of basketball, and you got one of the best guys in the league to do it, and Davion Mitchell, who will fight through screens, navigate through screens, and do a great job. He did that tonight. I mean, that Davion was just magnificent from when he checked into the game to now. Like, what we saw from him offensively as well was really, really good. He was 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. He was 5 of 10 from the field. He got to his spots in the mid-range. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 14 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and just exceptional defense. He made Steph Curry work. That was so much fun to watch. Steph Curry still finished with 28 points, but he took 21 shots, and he was 3 of 13. He had a couple air balls in there. Davion Mitchell, man, props to him, kudos to him. On this show, on this platform, we give players their flowers when they deserve it. And Davion Mitchell, for as inconsistent he's been all season long, he was incredibly consistent tonight, and he was incredibly valuable and good for the Sacramento Kings, and he definitely made a huge contribution for the Kings to win this game. Before we get to D-Fox, Malik Monk, we just heard his thoughts on it. 18 points, 31 minutes, 6 of 15, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He impacted the game in just so many different ways. Malik Monk, man, he's playing like a star right now. That guy in 31 minutes off the bench just was huge. Just a game changer. And that's why he was my X factor, man. Like, this dude is a hooper. And he had some good moments defensively. He was incredibly physical. I saw it in person. I loved how locked in he was. Yeah, he's still gonna get lost in second, third actions. It's normal, man. That's part of basketball. Like, that's gonna happen, especially when your tendencies are to score. Like, that guy's a scorer. He's such a gifted playmaker as well. But if he's doing this, the Kings are gonna be hard to beat, man. They're gonna be hard to beat because De'Aaron Fox is Mr. Closer in the entire league. Sabonis is the king of rebounding, so you know you're going to get second chance points, and you're going to finish off possessions. The Kings are going to be hard to beat, man. I'm telling you right now. Like, if Malik Monk continues to play this way, watch out for a long playoff run. I said it, man. Malik Monk is a special talent when he's on, and for 2 games he's been on, and well, the results are 2-0. Now, obviously, as I said last show, they could have easily lost the game last game, especially when Andrew Wiggins was wide open. Like, they could have won the game. It didn't bounce their way. That's what happens when you don't play consistent all year long. And a lot of people, including Dr. Mondo, talked about that. Like, this idea of being able to turn the switch so fast. Like, if there's one team that can do it, it's definitely them, and they've done it. But they've had so many inconsistencies all year long, and they haven't really been playing together. And yeah, Draymond said that he's been looking good in scrimmages, but it's not the same playing in the game and having the legs to make a shot like that. So it made sense that he missed that shot. And he had a lot of good moments tonight. What did he finish with tonight? He finished with 22 points. I mean, Andrew Wiggins is a hooper, bro. He played damn near 40 minutes tonight. He really hasn't played like in over 2 months. Like, that's hard to do. So kudos to him. Shot could have went in game 1, and maybe we're feeling different right now. But it's a make-and-miss league, man. And they missed. And the Kings did it. And the Kings won. And they're up 2-0. And that's all that matters. It's all that matters. But it is important to acknowledge it for sure. Let me see. Here we go, baby. We got Vince on the line. Let's bring him in. Let's bring my brother in. Vince Miracle, how you doing, bro?
What the big baby doing up?
This is insane, bro. This is
yeah, no. It's wild. It's I'm always driving, and I'm always listening to you when I get done. You know what I mean? Just to show support and everything. And light the fucking beam, bro. Are you kidding me? This is
crazy.
Fucking wild. I don't even. I honestly just wanted to call and say what's up, light the beam. To all the fans out there, light it up. You feel me? It's been wild, bro. I'm like stuck in traffic right now because of this.
What was your biggest takeaway tonight?
Davion Mitchell is incredible defensively, and he finally knocked down shots.
Facts. Finally.
He's finally knocking down shots on the biggest stage. We've been waiting to see some type of offense, and yeah, it's happening.
Role players play well at home, right? It's historically known to be that way. What's he gonna do on the road when everybody is against them? Those are the moments where I'm curious to see a guy like Malik Monk as well, Davion Mitchell, Trey Lyles, like those guys off the bench that have been so good for the Kings. How will they perform on the road in a hostile environment? I'm very curious to see what happens. But for Game 3, what will be your keys to that game?
I mean, I think the biggest key is going to be finding out if Draymond Green is going to be suspended or not after stomping on Sabonis' ribs, right. Which, with Adam Silver being there in the building and getting to see that replay, I don't think saying I'm not flexible enough and I just need to step somewhere is a good enough excuse not to be suspended. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. It could also be like, hey, it's a playoff game and it's TV stuff, so maybe they don't suspend him and it's just a reasonable fine. But if I was a betting man, which most of you guys know that I am, I'd bet on him not playing in Game 3, which I think changes a lot of it for the Warriors, being that they won't have one of their best facilitators, if not their best facilitator, on the floor. I think the biggest thing is keep shooting, and Mike Brown said it going into the fourth quarter. You can't be afraid to shoot the ball. We're missing shots, but they're giving it to us. The Warriors are going to continue to dare the Kings to shoot. We're playing at the tempo that the Warriors like to play at, and the Kings love that tempo as well. They're the number one offense for a reason. Honestly, it's consistently doing the same thing that they're doing and taking advantage of those little moments that they see available. You know what I mean? And they did that tonight.
I love this comment here from Pedro. He says, Coach Brown putting on a clinic. Also love to see the end of the bench getting involved. Rashawn talking to refs and daily coaching. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, Coach Mike Brown has been exactly what this team has needed. I mean, he's made everyone be accountable. He's taken the next step as a coach since the last time we've seen him in the head position spot, and it's very encouraging to see this and how well this team has just responded to him, and they believe in everything that he's saying and doing, and whatever he's saying and he's asking for from these guys, you're seeing it over and over on every possession, and it's awesome to see.
Do you think the Kings can steal a W in the Bay?
If Draymond Green isn't playing, yes.
I agree.
If he is playing in both of those games, it is really tough. I'm not going to say there's a 0% chance of it happening after the Kings were able to, slow them down quite a bit. But I mean, at the same time, the Warriors have consistently struggled on the road. And honestly, going into these games, I'm like, is this really a road game for the Warriors since all they had to do was drive 2 hours to get here? Curry said it. It's like doing a college game. You're just on a bus driving across the street. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering how this offense, this team, carries this momentum into the Bay on Thursday. And it'll be very interesting. I'm hoping that they can carry this momentum to a dub.
I'll say this though, I was totally wrong. So was De'Aaron Fox. He said that in the first game and in his post-game conference that he really expected a lot of Warrior fans to show up, and it was a complete sea of purple in Game 1. It was a sea of purple tonight. There were more Warrior fans than Game 1, but maybe like 200 more fans, like still under 5%, which is incredible, knowing that they travel very well, especially only being an hour and a half away. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to go on, I don't know if it's a hot take or not. I think we're going to have 30%, which is thousands of fans at Chase Center being Kings fans. And you're going to hear them, and they're going to be really loud, and it's going to feel like it's felt for Kings fans for a long time in this building. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I feel like the Kings are going to travel well at Chase Center.
I'll say this. I think you're not wrong. Well, I think 30% is a high number. I don't.
That's
think
a high
you're
number.
Wrong.
That's a real high number.
That's what I'm saying. That's a high number. But the reason why I don't think you'll be wrong in terms of Kings fans being able to travel is when the Kings posted these tickets, and the tickets were posted to come and watch a game in the Golden One Center, they were $435 a ticket, and that was sitting in the nosebleeds.
Right.
And when I looked up the tickets for Game 3, just to kind of get an idea of, like, pricing wise, right? It was $196 to be in the lower level for the Kings versus the Warriors in Game 3.
Wow.
So if you were able to get those tickets like that, and now I still see tickets going for only like $296 that you can get those tickets for. That's not a bad price to be watching a playoff game. And now you're going to be watching a game where your team, if you're a Kings fan traveling, you're going to be watching a team that's up 2-0 on a team that just won the championship. Like that's what's crazy.
Right. Somebody says Leo, the Warrior fan, got ejected and came back. So let me tell you guys a story. I don't know if you followed the story that was happening in my section in 104. So I was in 105 all season long. I got moved to 104, which is actually a better view, and it's closer. And this guy was super drunk. Long story short, the sea of purple, bunch of fans. He was yapping the whole game, saying the Kings fans are losers. The Kings don't know how to win. The Warriors are champions. He was like, scoreboard, scoreboard. And then once the Kings took the lead, Kings fans started yapping back at him. And then he didn't like it, but he was drunk. And I'm like, oh my God, like a brawl's gonna break out if there's like the super drunk Kings fan, because we've seen that happen before. And I'm like telling security, like, y'all gotta kick this dude out, because he's talking, he's standing up the whole game. He's just yapping at all these Kings fans. He's like a lone Warrior fan in this big old section. And I'm like, this dude's about to get knocked out. And finally, after like the second quarter, they finally kicked him out, but apparently he came back in, which is disappointing. I didn't see him come back in though. Oh, Ryan West, call back in, y'all. I think both calls got dropped. I apologize, but yes, it was extremely just chaotic, and it was silly, man. To just see this dude yap all game long, and then he wanted to be defensive and tell security that the Kings fans were being disrespectful to him, and it was like, bro, he was literally yapping the whole game, and it was not cool, bro. Like, it was not cool to see. It was unacceptable. Like, if Warrior fans are gonna come into a sea of purple, just enjoy the game and sit down. Like, there's no need to be talking every single time they score. You're gonna piss people off, and that's what he did. And people were tired of it. People started responding back to him, and he didn't like it when people were talking smack to him. So again, he tried to be a snitch and try to act tough at the same time. Like, that's not gonna work out. But again, I'm just glad that it didn't lead to something worse, which typically does, because when alcohol is involved, crazy things happen, you lose your senses and you commit silly mistakes. And I'm just glad that security took the right precautions to at least escort him out for most of the fourth quarter. He kept trying to plead his case, saying that he was innocent, yada, yada, yada. And apparently elder said that they let him back. I didn't see that, but I wouldn't be surprised. But definitely he was outside of the section for a long time. Like, I saw him there, and I think Jeremiah, who sits next to me, I think he said that he was being like super aggressive towards one of the usher ladies, and it was ridiculous, man. That guy is just ridiculous. And there's video, and I have the full video. I just haven't released it yet. I'm gonna save it just in case he tries to file an investigation. I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, I haven't really talked about it. I'm not gonna touch on the whole E40 thing, but like, that dude gotta relax, man. And it was not okay. Like, it was not okay, period. Talk about Davion's defense and stuff, please. Yes, but like I said, like, Davion was just amazing, bro. Like, Davion was incredible. He almost put Looney and Draymond in foul trouble as well. Yeah, he did. Sabonis was being extremely physical. Great bounce back game without question. 30 for sure, but what Sabonis did was kind of messed up too. I mean, yeah, he did grab him, but within the flow of the game, that kind of tends to happen, especially because Draymond plays that way, and Draymond does that to you. Like, he makes you want to do those types of things it was a bit out of character for Sabonis, but it was within the flow of the game, and that didn't. That should have never led Draymond to step on him for that. Like, one thing has nothing to do with the other. They gave Sabonis a technical foul for that. It's not like he didn't pay for it. Like, he's still gonna get fined. But what he did after was just excessive. It was stupid. It was stupid by Draymond Green. Anyone got his numbers when guarding Steph? Bro, that wasn't a step. That was a stomp. That wasn't a step. Light the beam. How do we use his momentum to steal a game in Game 3? Biggest game in a long time. Biggest win in a long time for sure. If Draymond doesn't play, the Kings are going to steal the game, bro. If they go up 3-0, series is over. Like, they going to win this in 5. It'll be a gentleman's sweep for sure. It'll be a gentleman's sweep for sure. It's going to be a good time, bro. It's going to be a good time. like the stomp was worse than the kicking LeBron. They're both stupid. Like the beam, King Gibby. Davion has a lot of confidence. Right now he does. And has really developed a nice mid-range though. He's always had a nice mid-range. I've said this all year, and I've said this from the very beginning, that he's touched the basketball and he stepped onto the floor of the Sacramento King. His jumper looks really nice. His mechanics look really good. It just doesn't go in. But tonight, the shot went in and it looked beautiful and it looked efficient and it looked like the perfect, quote unquote backup to De'Aaron Fox. If he continues to play this way, there's no reason to believe that this team can't beat the Warriors, right? They've done it twice already. Davion could literally be a CB in the NFL. Facts. I mean, that dude would be nice as hell. Like he'd probably be the best CB in football. Like the way he can move his hips that low and change directions. I've never seen anything like it, bro. Like he would be. You're right. He would be an amazing cornerback. I guess Sabonis didn't give Draymond anything to feed on afterwards. Kings would be hungry the next two at Golden State. 100%, bro. 100%. We got Javier on the line. Let me put Javier on the line real fast. Javier is in the building. What's up, brother? What's up, big dog? Can you hear me?
Yo.
Javier, can you hear me?
Can you hear me, big dog?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
Call back in, bro. Call back in again. Having some technical difficulties there. How many technicals does Green have now? If it's over 15, doesn't he get? Yes, he does. He does get suspended if it's that many. I don't know if it's that many though. I have to double check. Javier, can you hear me?
Yo, my brother Leo.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
What's up, brother? What was your biggest takeaway tonight?
2-0. 2-0.
Ain't nothing better than that, huh?
2-0. 2-0. 2-0. But hey, on a practical side, shout out to Monty McNair, bro. Because when there were times that we had doubt, and I was one of them.
Facts.
Because I'm a damaged, I'm a scorned, I'm a traumatically inflicted Kings fan.
Facts.
When the Kings traded Tyrese Halliburton for Domantas Sabonis, it wasn't about the fact that we don't think Tyrese Halliburton is an all-star caliber point guard. We need to, for one, invest in a big man that can run the pick and roll with De'Aaron because we have the scoring we already need. Also, we're going to give the minutes that are needed for Davion Mitchell to develop and grow because we need a defensive stopper, which he has now become. Now, I'm not saying he's the end-all, be-all, first-team All-NBA, the player that played for the Memphis Grizzlies, Tony Allen, but trust, Stephen Curry's going to ice up tonight. And it ain't because he's cold. It's because Davion gave him fits. Now, Steph's going to get his. But he's not just doing it every night throughout the contest against us without having a sense of fatigue. Davion's making him work. And I'm not saying Davion, again, is the best defending point guard in the NBA because he's not. Well, he's our best defender. Most importantly, he's our most consistent defender and most reliable defender. At the end of the game, Hur's on the game. Murray's on the game. We have Davion outside of De'Aaron and Malik Monk, three-guard lineup. And Davion isn't so much a go-to in the offensive conceptual game plan schematically in the last 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, but he's the stopper we will need to finish out a team of Golden State's magnitude, which shooters within their life sets. We don't have a player like that when Tyrese Halliburton is paired with De'Aaron Fox because we can go back and forth and score all you want, but we don't have no defensive stoppers until Davion Mitchell gets time to develop, he gets minutes, and he gets to grow, which he has. I'm not saying he's anywhere where he will end up, but trust me, these minutes, these games are invaluable for his development. Tell me a year from now, Davion Mitchell won't feel more than comfortable going into a playoff series, whether it's round 1, round 2, round 3. There's no way, this is something that you cannot write in a story. The Warriors are down 2-0 to the Kings, who were a 30-win team last year, who every radio station in the Bay Area said, "Oh, the Kings. We're not losing to the Kings." The who? Davion, what? You mean off night? That
bro,
on
Javi.
night, because we're finna have on him.
I want you to respond. Right, real quick. I want you to respond to this. Colin Cowherd said the league has always given the Kings the whistle. Frustrating for those of us that just want a fair game. Light the beam feels like an egregious waste of energy. Hopefully Gavin Newsom looks into it. Your thoughts on that?
Well, Colin Cowherd is a cartoon character, and he makes up all his sources that he allegedly has. He doesn't watch basketball to say that, because I don't know, last time I checked in 2002 rather, about 21 years ago, we got the biggest hoax in NBA history of how we lost the Western Conference Finals to Los Angeles Lakers. But again, he's an LA bias, never played sports in his life, dud, that never can play any type of sport. Like, that's a real nerd right there. Like, he's doing what he knows to get punished to respond to his Twitter. Like, that's what we call a dweeb. Like, he would never come to Sacramento, for one. And number two, he would come to Sacramento if, hypothetically, he did, he would never say that. Like the beam. No, you wouldn't. You would get punched in your teeth. Like, you would get hit in the mouth. Like, that sounds good watching the Lakers and the Clippers down there in L.A., but he's a cartoon character, man. Like, you know, you go watch Mickey Mouse, you see Colin Cowherd in Slide 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's in the third part of the episode. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, Colin Cowherd, he couldn't run down the court and back in 30 seconds. Like,
I love it.
Like,
that
is what we call a dud in the dictionary. Like, look up DUD, and it's gonna say dash Colin Cowherd, the herd. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Why you think old girl don't want to be in that show no more? What's her name? Joy Taylor? Ooh, man, she is. Woo. But that's why she ain't on that show no more. She don't want to deal with no dud, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what you call dweeb-like behavior, man. She looking at him like, whoa, I'm Taylor's sister, and I got to work with this cartoon guy? Come on, man. This man is a real square. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Kings get the whistle? Bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
what
when?
series have we got the whistle? Oh, that's right. We ain't played the playoffs in 17 years. The Kings get every whistle? Oh, what are we saying right now? Like, the last time the Kings made the playoffs, Colin Cowherd wasn't even doing radio. Like, come on, bro. Like, this guy over here just talking. He just saying, because he knows you, me, and everybody around the state of California, even the nation, like, oh my goodness, California, they're just lighting the beam and giving the Kings the upper hand with the NBA and blah, 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 the money, the revenue. You know, the light the beam is creating money increase for the overall revenue stream of the league, so we're going to have the Kings favorites light the beam. Man, be quiet. Hey, just stick to what you know, and that's a whole bunch of nonsense. Like, you know, Fox Sports Network is really like Fox Sports Net LA. The Lakers, the Cowboys, and everybody else in that show could be doing horrible, and then we'll talk about them. And they talked about the Kings last week, or last game, Leo, when the Warriors lost game 1. They didn't mention one time how well the Kings played. All they want to talk about is the Warriors faltered, the Warriors did this. They didn't play this defensive schematic play design that would have said it. There ain't no defensive schematic play design that can stop that beast, the machine we call the Kings offense, and that boy, De'Aaron Fox, all NBA point guard. Yes.
Fox.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me started, man. Like, De'Aaron Fox isn't Steph Curry. But trust me, dog. De'Aaron Fox is giving them fits in the film room. I promise you. Because no matter what they try to throw at him, he's going, yeah, well, I'm going to put it in the 4th gear now, and I ain't even got to 6th. And let me get to 8th gear when it comes game 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know what's happening, dog. Like, it's not even a matter of us playing well against them. It's a matter of, can we play good enough defensively to advance to the semis and the Western Conference Finals? I'm not saying we're going to beat the Warriors, but they're tripping, dog. The Klay Thompson goes on the net, or rather goes on the press conference podium and says, pressure? I have no pressure. We're down 2-0. No way. Dog, what? You're telling me you're gonna be the Kings 4 times out of 5 games? Come on, man. You're high if you're gonna admit that. You're literally smoking a form of narcotics if you believe you're gonna be the King. Like, if they do, kudos to them. But is there a Warriors fan out here that can say that they're gonna beat them 4 times in 5 games after watching these 2 performances? And Draymond might get suspended for his altercation with Sabonis? Come on, dog. Like,
yeah.
I'm like you say, like, you have this sense of like, oh, they can just turn the switch and flip the switch. If Wiggins comes back when he feels like Gary Payton plays, 10 games in the regular season and just comes back into X factor. He's a great defender. Wiggins is a solid, not all NBA player, but he's an all-star caliber player per se.
He's good. He's really good.
Can't come and go when you want, huh?
He's really good. You're right. Like Wiggins is solid as hell.
He is. But you can't come and go as you like. Yo, you're not the Bulls. Like even the Bulls had their, you know what I'm saying? Like you guys are there, but you ain't there. Like you guys have that type of dynasty, like the dynastic portion of this, run you've had. But you guys are not Michael Jordan's Bulls, and I'm not discrediting the Warriors at all because they're second, if not third best dynasty of all time. But this notion of the Joe Shaskys and the Bonte Hills, all these cartoon characters that be on the radio saying, "Yeah, we're not worried about the Kings, the bonus. Who is he? Like De'Aaron Fox? He can't shoot a basketball. Who's Davion Mitchell? On night? We don't call him off night over here. We're finna go on him. Great. Like, come on, man. You don't watch basketball. No matter, you watch Warriors basketball, and that's it. You don't watch the Kings play. Nobody has. That's why everyone is like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Yeah, because you guys haven't paid attention for the first 82. So you wouldn't know because we've been watching since October of 2022. So I want to see any Warriors fan that has the courage they're going to win in 7 games, if not 6. Let me hear it, man. I want to know. Because Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter, best 2 acquisition of the offseason last summer. Tell me where I'm wrong. Kevin Huerter's had a bad series so far, and we're still up 2-0. But tell me 2 better acquisitions of free agency and the trade market that a team has had outside of those 2 on the Kings. I want to hear it. And I don't want to hear Kevin Durant because he was traded mid-season.
Right.
I'm talking about in the summer. 2 deals that happened on another team that has impacted their team this way. And I'm not going to hear again. Well, the Warriors, no. The Warriors didn't make any deals. And, the Suns, no, that happened mid-season. Well, Kyrie, they're out the playoffs. So, I'm waiting for the Lakers. No, that was trade deadline. I'm still like, you know what I'm saying? Show me a team that is gel with the team that they got from August in training camp to September to October that they acquired players in June and July that was more impactful than the Warriors getting Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter, drafting Keegan Murray. I want to wait and hear who they can say.
All right, brother.
The Kings got a solid unit.
Big fact. So just give me your final thoughts and what are your keys to Game 3?
Game 3. Final thoughts. Kings keep playing their game. We'll be all right. We'll finish in 7. We're not going to lose any home games from what I see. Everybody's talking about how our defensive lapses are going to trouble us. Well, no one's going to outscore us, so joke's up. And the big factors and the big equation for Game 3 that we need to be addressing is, will Draymond play? And if he does, we just got to stick to our defensive principles. Whether they're there or not, they know we can score, if not score better than them. Steph Curry is going to get his. But when Clay goes for 22, but Malik Monk, a backup reserve shooting guard, is matching his point total, they're donezo. They have no interior post player outside of Looney that's a factor. And Looney fouls a lot, not even on purpose rather, but because he has no help in the interior. Like Draymond's a great defender, but this man Looney had 5 fouls in 2.5 quarters. Like if Looney's not guarding Sabonis, who is?
Right.
I would Draymond might be guarding for a series or 2, or rather a possession or 2. But we know Sabonis is gonna get his when he wants his. Now he can keep playing quote unquote dirty or physical, but the talent is gonna overwin. I don't want to hear Sabonis isn't the player Draymond Green is. Yeah, Draymond's a champion, but Sabonis is an All-NBA center. And if you don't believe it, oh well. Led the NBA double-doubles, third best center in the league, and he got the Kings in the first round of 2-0, a little over a year after he was acquired by the Kings. You tell me, ladies and gentlemen, America, United States, fans, everybody commenting, the haters, all you cartoon characters in the comment section hating, Warrior fans, Kings fans who supporting who hating, it don't matter. Because all I got to say to you, Leo, my brother, I love you. Like the beat. What's good?
Beautiful. That's my boy, Javi. Appreciate you, big dog. Have a good night.
Game 3, Thursday. Go for 3-0.
Boom. That was Javier at his finest. Great job there. Mitch says, Woj is reporting that Sabonis X-ray came back negative. Does that affect the potential suspension on Draymond? I don't think that should. He should get suspended, man. Like, he definitely should get suspended. But we'll see what happens there, though. It's disappointing if he doesn't get suspended, but I can see them not suspending him just because they really can't fall down 3-0. Like, if they couldn't fall down 2-0 and the NBA tried to do everything they could to help the Warriors win this game, like, what you think is going to happen in Game 3? It's just going to be crazy. But the Kings got to just fight through all the adversity and just keep doing what they're doing, man. I got some bonus didn't okay. Try to be a snitch and tough at the same time. Facts, bro. Like, that dude was that fan was a clown, dude. Like, he was being all Mr. Tough Guy, talking all this smack. And in the moment that the Warriors got down to score, he was like, scoreboard, the whole first quarter, right, yapping his mouth. And some Kings fans just literally was like, bro, I'm going to beat you know what. And he got all scared. Then the Kings made the run, and then they never looked back. And it was all bad for him after that because everybody was talking to him. Man, it was funny as hell. And he literally wanted to go snitch. And he was drunk. He wanted to go snitch and try to say that everybody else was like, this. I'm like, bro, I got video of you just heckling and just talking. And then people told you, and they gave you a warning to, like, sit down. And he just kept talking. Bro, that was crazy. And I'm glad they got him out of those seats, man, because that dude was just annoying as hell. He was so annoying. Oh, man. We got to take this one here, bro. G Money is in the building. Let me give my guy G Money, man. This dude is legit. It was my favorite caller last show.
Salute.
What's up, bro? What's up?
Salute, man. What's going on?
Oh, man. I'm so happy to see you.
It was a great game. It was a great game.
What was your biggest takeaway tonight?
Sorry.
What was your biggest takeaway tonight?
It was an amazing game. I mean, the defense was locked down. I mean, the offense, they started to push the pace more.
Mm-hmm.
And also another thing too. Sorry, you can hear me, right?
Yep.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay, that's good. Thank you. Another thing too is I thought the Kings did a better job with the dribble pull-up. Did a better job using their size in the low block. And I thought they did another good job throwing traps and multiple blitz on Steph Curry, though. So that's why you see Steph Curry struggle shooting an outside shot, and he had to make tough contested shots. And even though Klay Thompson got hot in the mid part of fourth quarter because they let him wide open, I thought they did a good job staying connected on Klay Thompson and other
100%.
shooters to run the Warriors off the three-point line. To be a team like Golden State, you got to pack the paint, use your size to play bully ball, and run off the three-point line, and that's what he did. And the Draymond Green's, Domantas Sabonis, hullabaloo, that's just disgusting by Draymond Green. I mean, that's just disrespectful, stupid, wrong, and classless. Look, I understand Sabonis should not grab Draymond's leg. Sabonis should not grab his leg.
Right.
But Draymond Green stepping on Sabonis' chest, that could have, come on, man, it's disgusting. And now Adrian Wojnarowski is going to tell us that Sabonis is getting an X-ray for his ribs and lungs. Come on, man. Like, if I were Adam Silver, man, you got to make Draymond pay the price. Suspend the guy, man. That's BS, blasphemy, uncalled for, and it's just wrong, man. And this Kings team is tough. Davion Mitchell, man, he was a dog in this game. Big time threes, defense, playmaking. Did a great job, full court press. I thought Harrison Barnes was huge with his defense, backdoor cutting. Kevin Huerter with his playmaking, finishing ability, giving goals. Domantas Sabonis banging cats in the block, and De'Aaron Fox, the ferocious Fox, strikes again in the fourth quarter after he was a ghost in the first half. So he was with his, and not just scoring, but he got into the passing lanes, played without fouling, and this Kings team took this win. And Mike Brown made the right adjustments, and this team's only 2 wins away of getting out the first round for the first time since 2004. They earned it. And I think they're going to win in 5. I got Kings in 5.
Wow. That's awesome, bro. I love hearing the excitement, man. Are you in New York right now? Or Jersey, or where? Are you from New York?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What, you can hear me again?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Did I mute myself? Or? Give my guy G Money a quick second. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? No? Call back in. Call back in. Call back in. Great stuff there. Hey, he literally broke it all down, man. That guy is good. He impresses me every single time, man. Honestly, I think calling with Sabonis did a grab as a stretch. His leg wasn't even in his hands. It was in his arms. Could argue it wasn't intentional, without question. That's what I mean. Like, Draymond Green's style of play is what lends itself to stuff like that. Can you hear me now, G Money?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah.
All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I was saying, are you from New York?
Yeah, I'm from New York, yeah. From Brooklyn, New York, yeah.
That's awesome, man. So, do you think the Knicks win the series?
Yeah, I do. I think Knicks beat the Cavs in 6, yeah.
Wow, that would be huge for the Knicks. That would be huge.
Yeah.
Now, who do you think wins game 2?
I got Cavs. I think Cavs bounce back.
Me too.
I think Cleveland bounce back. I don't see New York going up 2-0. I mean, Cleveland's fast, they're athletic, they're quick, they're lengthy, they block shots in the interior. You have guards to create their own shot. And do not be surprised if Karis LeVert or even Shetty Osman has a huge game off the bench. I got Cavs bouncing back. And also, not to make excuses, because again, you got to play what you have, but no Josh Hart potentially. It's going to be tough.
Why not? Why is he not playing?
Sprained ankle.
Oof.
It's minor though. It's minor though.
Is that just for one game or is that for like the whole series?
I think it's for one game. It might be for one game. He's doubtful for tomorrow. He's doubtful.
Well, I tell you what, if he's out multiple games, it could look ugly for the Knicks because that guy is really valuable for him.
I agree. We're going to need Josh Hart. Playmaking, finishing ability, coast to coast,
rebounding,
floor stretching, athleticism, rebounding. We're gonna need Josh Hart. We're gonna need Josh Hart in this series. But hey, you gotta play what you have. No excuses. Right. You think Draymond Green's gonna get suspended in this series or no? What do you think?
They need to suspend him, man. Like you said, it's just blasphemy to allow something like that to happen, and then for him to act the way he was over here on the bench, to talk to the fans, to smile on the big jumbo screen, just to laugh about it. To me, it was just incredibly disrespectful. And like I said, I'm a fan of his game, but I'm not a fan of his character. And tonight displayed why I'm not a fan of his character, because what he did was really unacceptable, and how he reacted afterwards was just stupid. And right now, I think he's live doing his podcast, and he better issue an apology, because if he doesn't, that's going to rub a lot of people league-wide, players who go on this podcast and stuff like that. It's going to rub those guys off the wrong way, because you don't do that to another fellow, peer of yours like that, man. Like that, that's not okay. Like, that's not basketball at that point.
Agreed. Especially for a good Zach, you don't do that to Sabonis. Yes, should Sabonis have grabbed Draymond Green's leg? No. Sabonis shouldn't have grabbed Draymond Green's leg. But at the same time, if you're Draymond Green, walk away, pedal to the metal, walk away, don't get involved, and that's it. Now when you're in the doghouse, you lose. Now when Draymond's gone, you lose a playmaker, a rebounder, a defender. I know Draymond Green's defense hasn't really been that good this year, but you know what I'm saying? A guy that can hit the three ball at the top of the key, that guy that can't finish at the rim. If you're the Warriors, it's going to be tough, though, because Jordan Poole's just been dookie meat in the series. Awful. Klay Thompson's been inconsistent. I mean, Steph Curry really has points are hard to come by, and there's times he's disappeared down the stretch, though. Like, it's gonna be tough, though. And the Kings have too much, and the Kings are out-rebound them. Len, Fox, Barnes, Sabonis, Herter, quick to the ball, quick on the glass. So if you're Draymond Green, it's just stupid to put yourself in a situation like that, man. Come on.
Yeah, what do you think, man? Does this King team beat I'm thinking he's thinking the 02-03 or the 01-02 Kings team that went to the Western Conference Finals with Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, Mike Bibby, Doug Christie, Peja Stojakovic?
Nah.
Okay.
That 02 Kings team was good. That shot creators on that team, playmakers too. Got that big man that could post up in a low block. And look, I love me some Mike Brown, but arguably Rick Adelman is a better coach than Mike Brown. Nah, that Kings team was deeper. That 0-2 Kings team would beat this Kings team. But it would probably take, like, if I would have to guess, it would have to probably take 7 games.
Right. That's tough. It's just tough to argue against that because we've only seen 2 games of this team in the playoffs. So, so I definitely understand that. Is there anybody in the playoffs throughout the first 2 games that has surprised you at all?
Not at all. Only the Kings, really. I picked the Kings in 7, but other than that, nothing else. Because there's only been Philly and Brooklyn. I mean, we knew Philly was going to beat
The
Brooklyn.
Lakers.
Philly's just too big for Brooklyn. Lakers and Grizz, but it's only 1 game. I mean, and then you have Golden State, Sacramento, it's only 2. So the only 2-game series to this point is the Nets and Sixers and the Warriors and Kings. But you knew the Sixers would be up 2-1 on the Nets because Brooklyn just doesn't have the size. They don't have the rebound. They don't have the rim protection to deal with the Sixers. And Philly's too quick. Philly's too quick in transition and can do the hockey pass and the swing pass to open threes, and that's why the Nets are pretty much stuck in the premier trial. I mean, the Nets played good defense in game 2, but they kept taking threes. Like, what the heck, man? Attack the rim if you're Brooklyn.
100%. Now, before I let you go, do you think the Sixers have a good chance of beating the Celtics in the second round?
They have a good chance. They have a very good chance. Okay. I don't think they'll beat the Celtics. I don't think they will beat Boston, but they have a good chance. But they have a good chance because Philly's a team that can get into transition. Sometimes Boston is one of those teams that they can jack up too many outside shots and they can be turnover prone. And even though the Celtics are a very athletic team that can finish at the rim, sometimes their finishing ability can be a little bit inconsistent sometimes, and they can be a little bit turnover happy. And Joel Embiid, and also, who knows? That could be a series for Tobias Harris or a George Niang to get hot or whatever. I'll give that series to the Celtics, probably like in 7 games.
Yeah.
Because I think Boston's deeper than Philly, but the Sixers have a good shot to beat the Celtics in the second round, assuming both teams advance out of the first.
Yeah, I mean, both teams should advance, barring some catastrophe of injuries. Both teams are really good, and both teams are worthy to make the finals, but they're gonna have to face each other in that second round. And I wasn't very impressed with Milwaukee against Miami, even without Giannis.
They look terrible.
Yeah, I think that team should beat the Heat without Giannis, but it's looking like their defense is just subpar and they're a step slow. Yeah, they were a top 4 defense all year long, but in the playoffs, things change, man. And guys like Jimmy Butler, that dude is a top 5 player in the playoffs, and he has been for the last 5 years. So it's just hard to think about the Bucks, playing at a high level when Drew Holiday isn't playing at his best right now. I don't know what's going to happen there.
And their offense is just inconsistent. Too many threes they jacked up, not enough banging in the post. If you're the Bucks, right, the Heat, other than Bam Adebayo, this team has no front court that can protect the rim. Why jack up threes? And they were struggling with Giannis in that game. I don't know, man. And not just that. Did you know Kevin Love and Max Strus was getting open threes to the cash? Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, just open threes to the catch, no contest. And another thing, too, did you know Tyler Hero broke his hand? Praise up to Tyler Hero. He broke his hand. Praise up to him.
And they still beat him.
But the Heat didn't break his hand. They beat him good. They smoked them. That fried deer with mashed potatoes, man. I mean, the offense was great. The Heat defense was pretty good. I think the Bucks still get out of that series, but I will say this. If the Heat win game 2, going back to Miami, the Bucks may be done.
Facts. Facts. That would be crazy. Number 1 seed against number 8 seed. Wow. But yeah, man. I appreciate you, Money, as always, bro. Please keep calling him. I love hearing you talk about basketball, and it's always a great pleasure, brother. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
My guy, G Money. My guy, G Money. Okay, so let's watch a little bit of this film. Let's see if NBA.com has it up already. Box score. Here we go. Yes, they do. Okay. Let's talk about that defense, man. Those Steph Curry shots, right? He was 3 of 13. I really want to get into this. into this stuff, into this first one here. I'm gonna put this on pause because you know how the NBA YouTube be doing. Okay, and just look at how amazing it is, right? When Steph Curry attacks, he just relocates. Like, he never stops moving, and that's what happens. Like, he's wide open. That's just a special player, right? Like, who was guarding him, right? Who was guarding him was, let's see, it was Davion Mitchell. He gets a high hammer screen from Kevon Looney, right? So he gets the switch. He blows by Sabonis. Great pass. And at this point, Davion Mitchell, at this point, you have to communicate better. And the Kings adjusted to this. Like, the coaches are consistently telling them, hey, you really got to lock in and talk and try and stay with Steph Curry, because we know that dude just never stops running. So that happens, right? Both guys miscommunicate and they run towards him, and they leave the best shooter on earth wide open off this little exit screen here, wide open. Like, that can't happen. They got lucky that they didn't call a foul there because they touched him and they were breathing on him. Let's see this other one real fast, right? Like, that's too open. That's too open. This was, they started him off on the baseline here. You get a nice little down screen here. So it's really like a double staggered action because he's running off two guys here, wide open. It's actually good communication there from Malik Monk, understanding what the play was, and he does his best to contest. Obviously not quick enough, but enough to affect the shot. So good heads up play there by Malik Monk there on that one. NBA Young KOB says, yo, Leo, do you think Mike Brown is looking to maximize getting Fox on the floor when Curry is off? It's a good question, bro. No, because Mike Brown is playing De'Aaron Fox the same way he's played him all year long. He takes him out to 6 minute mark, and he puts him back into towards the end of the first, early second, and really the end of the first. And that's how he's played him all year long. So it has nothing really to do with Steph Curry being there, honestly. Like, he's playing him the exact same way he's played him all season long. Let's look at the second shot right here. Steph Curry, high hammer screen by Draymond Green, which gets Steph Curry going full-fledged downhill. He stops on the dime. Great contest. Just great contest by A-Lin there. Like, no space whatsoever, enough to get the shot off, but that is an amazing contest. No foul called, great no call, and yeah, good stuff there by A-Lin. Good defense. I mean, they really adjusted after that second one. I'm sure they got an earful from that. Okay, offensive rebound. Steph Curry's on the floor. Here we go. That's tough. Look at this. There's nothing you can do about it. There's not a scheme you can draw up. This is hard because he could have easily blown by. Kevin falls for it. That's just the respect that Steph has, right? Like, that is tough. Holy cow, the footwork. To get that shot up, wow. That's just a miss on him. Here's a step back. Here's a step back shot. Okay. See what I'm saying? Like, it's so hard to guard him. Even guys like, even as great as Davion is defensively, he still bites on stuff like this, right? Go screen here by Klay Thompson, and you get the switch that you want because Steph Curry wants no business to do with Davion Mitchell, right? So you do get the weaker defender in Kevon, and well, that's just tough. Like, This is great defense, by the way. He's right there. There's nothing you can do about that. My God, that is crazy. Like his range in transition. Great defense here, because if you play one step closer, he's blowing by you. So good stuff there by De'Aaron Fox to not foul, to not land in the shooting zone. Just overall good defense there. Step back shot. Let me see. He made this. In transition against Malik Monk. Oof. That's good defense. Better offense. Tip your hat off to the great chef. Pull up shot here. Okay. I do want to see this in the very beginning. So you get that super high hammer screen here, right, on Davion Mitchell. This is the second quarter to end it. You get the switch on Sabonis. Sabonis stays there. He hedges it, and he just stays on there because Draymond Green is not an option or a threat to score from there or from really anywhere. And, you know, Steph just misses the shot, but it's still a good contest to come back into the frame by Davion Mitchell. They close off the possession with a defensive rebound. Good stuff there by Kevin Huerter as well. Really, the attention to detail on Steph tonight was so good. I mean, Malik picks him up here, right? Another screen, a moving screen here by Draymond. It doesn't get called. And Harrison Barnes, he's right. Obviously, like, Steph makes you shots, but that's a good contest. It's an air ball, bro. Like, that's a really good contest there. Pull-up shot here. We go. Oh. Wow. That's incredible defense. That is incredible. The recovery from De'Aaron Fox here to not go down or fall down on this type of a stop with all the momentum going the other way, that's hard to do. And Steph just missed a shot. But that's just exceptional defense. Like, that's tough. Here we go again. Yeah, I mean, the Kings are making life tough on him, right? Good screen here, gets him enough space. And that man is right there. I mean, HB sniffed up the play the whole way, right? Like, he knew what the play was, and they just missed it. That was to tie the game. That was to tie the game. Here we go again. Oof, good defense, bro. This is so hard to play. Look at that defense, bro. Look at that defense, though. Look at this. That's crazy. That's amazing defense by Davion. To have the discipline to stay down like that, holy cow. Okay, everybody's running into each other. Great defense. Air ball. Like I said, he had a few air balls there. Obviously, at this point, you're up 9. You know they want to shoot threes, and you'll let them get a 2. They don't want a 2, so defense is a lot easier to play here. But kudos to the Kings, bro, for allowing this to really lock in like the Kings did. Like, that was really impressive. That was really impressive, man. None of the Golden State Warriors can keep up with the speed of Fox and Monk and Mitchell on defense. They did a really good job on the perimeter today. They really did a good job, man. And they're just younger, right? It's not like Jordan Poole's old. He's the same age. He's really young as well. But when I say they're younger, I'm talking about Clay. I'm talking about, obviously, Steph. Those two are their main guys, and the Kings are just running them off the floor, bro. Like, it's crazy to see it. It really is crazy to see that. What a defensive performance. We know we can go all night and just look at everything, but it is pretty late. It's already midnight. We're going to end that one there. Let's go back to the Warriors, 114-106. I didn't really talk about D. Fox, but 24 points, 9 assists, 4 steals, 10 of 23. That dude was just a gamer. He got the mob mentality. He's taking on the challenge to guard Steph Curry, to set the tone. My gosh, I mean, you just got to applaud him. Like, you really do got to applaud him, man. Like, he's been so good on so many levels, man, and it has been so much fun to watch. I'm still laughing at this comment. Any reports on Sabonis' injury? Not that I know of yet. Poole's a liability for the Warriors at this point. I mean, he's not playing well. Jordan Poole, 16 minutes, 1 of 7, 0 of 3, 4 points. That's not going to get the job done. Like, that will not get the job done. Right? Again, going down, Trey Lyles, 15 minutes. Alex Len, 8 minutes, was incredibly valuable. Mitchell with 28, played really good. Monk was amazing. Terrence Davis got 2 minutes, put up no shots. He had 1 turnover. You know, spot minutes there, but the Kings, they're up 2-0. What a win. I'm incredibly pleasantly surprised, I'll be honest, and they are legit. Like, the Kings are legit. There's no reason to believe that they can't win the series. Like, especially if Draymond doesn't play, like, they have a high chance of winning Game 3. And he should be suspended. Sacramento Kings, man, they were a huge unknown. None of us knew how they would perform in the playoffs when the pressure was on, and they have embraced it. They have taken the league by storm. These fans have been amazing. The energy is just off the charts. Your ears are ringing. Everybody is standing all game long. The energy, man, I keep saying that, but it can't be said enough. This NBA crowd, this fan base deserves this. This fan base has been ready for 16 plus years. They were waiting for this moment, and they have really done a great job. So kudos to them, not allowing these Warrior fans to invade the building. Again, I'm gonna say it again. I do think Kings fans will be, they'll be heard. 20-30%, man. Book it. I truly believe that. Like, the Kings fans are going to travel, and you're gonna hear them yell and scream at Chase Center. It's going to be epic to watch, bro. It really will be. Watching the Kings live play their best defensive game all season was so beautiful. Facts. Poole looked like a high school kid out there at traffic cone. You can tell Barnes enjoying against his former teammates. His dunks have had a little more oomph to them, 100%, bro. Hope we get some light to beam chance in San Francisco. The fact that Silver was there and Draymond acted like that afterwards with the fans, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets suspended. I mean, he got to. I didn't mention this, but Floyd Mayweather was here courtside. That was pretty cool to watch. I don't know if Draymond, like I said, somebody said in the comments, I don't know if Draymond thought this was a boxing event or fighting event, but this was not the time and place for that. Draymond was a bit confused, and he was out of line, and he needs to issue an apology. He really does. Other than that, man, I feel like we've touched on a lot of things. I appreciate everybody who called in today. I'm extremely tired. We're an hour, 30 minutes in. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support, as always. Keep liking the video, keep sharing. That really does help the algorithm a lot. Keep dropping comments after this live. Just say, man, great show, or whatever you want, man. Just drop the comments after in the live. That really helps a lot. Thank you guys. Thank you to Medici for always believing in the Cowboy Kingdom platforms. Thursday night, man. Biggest game of the season. Can they get the job done? We'll find out. Thank you guys again on behalf of the entire CK family, Basketball Zone family. I thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.